Is the future of the Kansas City Chiefs defense about to change forever? With a season full of expectations ahead, one name has stood out as a cornerstone of the team: Chris Jones. His incredible ability on the defensive line has earned him a spot as one of the NFL's top players, and his impact on the game is undeniable. But, as with everything in football, time moves on, and questions about the future begin to emerge. How will the franchise handle this inevitable shift when the legendary Chris Jones decides to hang up his cleats? The truth is, the Chiefs have a lot to consider. Although Jones remains a key piece of the defense, it's impossible to ignore the reality that, sooner or later, they'll need a successor. Over the years, Jones has been unstoppable, repeatedly proving his ability to change the course of games with his presence on the field. With 6.5 sacks and 14 tackles for loss, his performance speaks for itself. But the big question remains: who will take his place when the time comes? As time goes on, conversations in the Chiefs' locker room and front office are starting to revolve around long-term strategy. In 2025, one player, in particular, is starting to gain attention: Walter Nolan, a phenomenal defensive prospect from Ole, Mississippi. The future of the Chiefs' defensive line could be in his hands. Nolan has shown incredible potential in his recent season, with a jaw-dropping combination of speed and power. This 21-year-old has proven himself to be a force to be reckoned with, and some are even daring to say he's the missing piece the Chiefs need to secure the elite defense they've been searching for. Nolan's future is full of promise. Despite his youth, he has shown improvement as a technician and has made a name for himself as a defensive lineman who knows how to maximize his physical traits. His ability to explode through the opposing offensive line is terrifying, and at 6 feet 4 inches and 295 pounds, it's no wonder the Chiefs are keeping a close eye on him. But why is it so important that the Chiefs target a player like Nolan in the upcoming draft? The answer is simple: the power of their defensive line. A pairing between Nolan and Chris Jones would be a dream come true for any team. If both were able to share the field, opposing offensive linemen would have no respite. Nolan's explosiveness combined with Jones' veteran presence could become one of the deadliest duos in the NFL. For the Chiefs, this isn't just another player on the radar. Nolan is the future, and his potential to be mentored by one of the best in the game, Chris Jones, could elevate his game even further. Steve Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator in Kansas City, has a proven track record of maximizing his players' abilities. If Nolan becomes part of the team, we could be witnessing the beginning of a new era for the Chiefs' defense, one that keeps opponents trembling for years to come. But what about Chris Jones? There's no doubt that he remains the leader of the defense, but his age and inevitable retirement will soon place him at the center of the Chiefs' focus. Conversations between Jones and the team are key. The expectations are high, and the pressure on the Chiefs to ensure Jones' legacy lives on in the hands of the next great player is enormous. The real twist in the story is that, while the Chiefs are cautiously looking to the future, they have someone who could give them a smooth and successful transition. Walter Nolan isn't just another prospect. He's a rising star, and his destiny might be marked to join one of the NFL's most dominant defenses. Could we be witnessing the creation of one of the most feared duos in NFL history? It's exciting to think about what the future holds for the Kansas City Chiefs. If Nolan becomes Chris Jones' successor, Kansas City could be securing years of defensive dominance. But for now, it all comes down to the magic of the connection between Jones and Nolan, a mentor and his apprentice. The chance to learn from the best to become the best. What do you think about the future of the Chiefs' defense? Do you believe Nolan is the perfect replacement for Chris Jones? Drop your comments below. We want to hear your thoughts. Is Patrick Mahomes to blame for the Kansas City Chiefs' loss in the Super Bowl? This question has been on the minds of many since that fateful Sunday at the Caesars Superdome. After an impressive season filled with victories and big plays, the Chiefs entered the Super Bowl with high expectations. However, the loss to the Philadelphia Eagles came as a surprise to many, and now everyone is wondering if Mahomes was responsible for the downfall or if there are other factors behind this crushing defeat. To understand what happened in Super Bowl 59, we need to analyze how the game unfolded. The Kansas City Chiefs have been the model of consistency in the NFL during the Patrick Mahomes era. With a team that has dominated the AFC West season after season, Mahomes has led the team to numerous conference championships and 2 Super Bowl titles. In this context, the loss to the Eagles is surprising, especially considering Mahomes had been regarded as the best quarterback in the league, with an almost perfect performance during the regular season. However, things didn't go as planned on Sunday. The Philadelphia Eagles, with their impressive defense, effectively neutralized Mahomes. From the outset, it was clear the Eagles had a plan: pressure Mahomes, attack him constantly, and make him uncomfortable. And they did it with success. While Mahomes had a strong start with some spectacular plays, like the deep pass that set up the Chiefs' first touchdown, he soon began to lose his touch and get frustrated by the constant pressure from the opposing defense. The analysis by experts like Nick Shook from NFL.com is revealing. Shook pointed out that Mahomes only had 3 plays in the entire game where he looked like the Mahomes we know. The first completed pass of the night, a deep pass setting up the first Chiefs touchdown, and an improvised throw while under pressure. However, outside of those moments, the quarterback seemed to struggle with his accuracy and decision-making. His internal clock seemed to speed up, and he couldn't find the rhythm that had taken him to the top of the NFL. The reason for this decline is clear. The Chiefs' offensive line didn't step up. Throughout the season, the offensive line had been one of the Chiefs' main concerns, and in this Super Bowl, the weaknesses of that unit were brutally exposed. Despite having one of the best offensive weapons in recent NFL history, Mahomes couldn't do anything without protection. The constant pressure from the Eagles forced him to make hasty decisions, and as a result, he threw several errant passes, some under pressure and others when there was no pressure. It seemed like the quarterback was struggling to find his rhythm, and the Eagles' defense made it clear they weren't going to let Mahomes do whatever he wanted. Now, is it fair to blame Mahomes for all of this? Many fans have wondered if the quarterback should have overcome the difficulties and led his team to victory. The answer isn't that simple. It's true that Mahomes is an exceptional player, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, but football is a team sport. When your offensive line can't contain the opposing defenders, even the best quarterback will be forced to make rush decisions. And that's exactly what happened in this Super Bowl. The Eagles' plan was simple but effective: pressure Mahomes and make him uncomfortable. But that's not all. The Chiefs' defense didn't step up in this game either. While the offensive line was the main issue for Mahomes, the Chiefs' defense couldn't stop the Eagles. Philadelphia capitalized on every opportunity and dominated Kansas City's offense at all times. Although Mahomes wasn't at his best, the lack of adjustments in both phases of the game left the Chiefs vulnerable to a team playing at its highest level. The big question now is, what does all this mean for the future of the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes? The loss is painful, especially after such an impressive season, but this setback might be a blessing in disguise. We all know Mahomes is a player who learns from his mistakes and comes back stronger. This loss could be the fuel he needs to motivate himself and improve even more. The 2025 season is just around the corner, and although the Super Bowl loss was a big disappointment, the Chiefs remain one of the most talented teams in the league. But beyond the loss, there is an important lesson to be learned. Mahomes is an incredible player, but football is a team sport. The offensive line needs to improve, and the defense must rise to the occasion. If the Chiefs want to return to the Super Bowl in the future, they can't just rely on Mahomes' magic. The team needs to be fully balanced and prepared to face the best in the league. In conclusion, although Mahomes didn't have his best day in Super Bowl 59, he wasn't the only one responsible for the loss. The lack of protection from the offensive line and the defense's inability to stop the Eagles were also crucial factors. However, the future remains bright for the Kansas City Chiefs. If Mahomes can learn from this defeat and the team makes the necessary adjustments, the Chiefs will continue to be a contender in the upcoming season. This is not the end, but just the beginning of a new phase in the Chiefs' journey. And now, what do you think about this loss? Do you blame Mahomes, the offensive line, or do you think it was a team problem? Leave your comments below. We want to hear your opinion. Is Travis Kelce about to end his historic career with the Chiefs? The NFL is no stranger to seeing major retirements, but none would hit harder than Travis Kelce's. The star tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, who has left an indelible mark on the league's history, maybe facing his final chapter. Could this be the end for the man who has redefined the tight end position? After the Chiefs lost to the Philadelphia Eagles in Super Bowl 57, Kelce left the door open to retirement. Rumors have started to circulate. According to NFL experts like James Palmer of Bleacher Report, all signs point to Kelce possibly hanging up his cleats this offseason. But is this really the right time for Travis Kelce to say goodbye? Today, we'll explore 5 reasons why this might be the wisest decision. 1. Declining numbers, asterisk, asterisk. The stats are clear. From 2016 to 2022, Travis Kelce consistently topped 1,000 receiving yards year after year, being a production machine. But in the last 2 seasons, that number has eluded him. In 2024, Kelce had 97 receptions, 823 yards, and 3 touchdowns in 16 regular season games. Those aren't bad numbers, but they're the worst he's posted since his rookie season in 2013. At 36 years old, many fear the decline is inevitable. According to StatHead, no tight end over 35 has reached 1,000 receiving yards in NFL history. Could this be the beginning of the end for Kelce? 2. An unmatched legacy, asterisk, asterisk. Kelce has already achieved what few players in NFL history could ever dream of. For many, he is the greatest pass catcher to ever play the tight end position. Rob Gronkowski, a living legend, has no hesitation in calling Travis the best in this category. With over 1,000 receptions and 12,151 receiving yards, Kelce ranks in the top 3 of all-time tight ends. The future? He could tie or surpass the record of Tony Gonzalez, a Hall of Famer who holds the record for most receiving yards by a tight end with 15,127. His place in the Hall of Fame is secured. Why keep playing when you've already reached eternal glory? 3 Super Bowls. But what about the 4th? Asterisk, asterisk. 3 Super Bowl rings are impressive, but they aren't enough to dismiss the possibility of adding a 4th. The Chiefs have a phenomenal team and are favorites to win Super Bowl 60, with odds of plus 650, according to FanDuel Sportsbook. If Kelce were to win another ring, his legacy would be even greater. But does he really need another Super Bowl to cement his legendary status? At this point, Kelce is already in the conversation with the greatest figures in NFL history, but is it worth continuing to play at such a high cost? 4. Durability and health at risk, asterisk, asterisk. Kelce has taken countless hits throughout his career. In a recent interview, he revealed that he's undergone 10 surgeries. Is it worth continuing to sacrifice his body for one more year of football? In 2024, he played 940 offensive snaps, the 3rd most in his career. While he didn't miss any games, the toll on his body continues to grow. Can he stay healthy if he continues to play at such a high level? The risk of injury increases with each season. Perhaps the key to his future lies not on the field but in knowing when to step away. 5. A secured financial future, asterisk, asterisk. Kelce hasn't just built a fortune as a player. In August 2024, he signed a multi-million-dollar contract with Amazon for his podcast, New Heights, alongside his brother Jason. This deal, worth over $100 million, reflects Kelce's status beyond the field. Additionally, Forbes ranked him as the 7th highest-paid player in the NFL, with a combined salary of $35 million from endorsements. Does he really need to keep playing when his financial future is already set? So, is this the end for Travis Kelce? Should he retire and enjoy a life of success outside the field? The decision isn't easy, but one of the greats of the game might be heading toward his final season. The big twist. But here's the unexpected twist. A recent report reveals that Kelce may be more motivated than ever to play one more season. The chance to surpass Tony Gonzalez's numbers, win another Super Bowl, and leave an even deeper mark on the league's history could be what keeps him on the field. What do you think? Will this be Travis Kelce's final goodbye, or will we see the tight end continue to break records in 2025? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more exciting news on the Kansas City Chiefs and the NFL.